Everybody loves Santa, the jolly old guy who delivers gifts to millions of kids every Christmas Eve. But what if Father Christmas were just a regular dude in a Santa suit? With no flying sleigh, no elves, no mysterious Christmas magic at all. What would it cost to be Santa? The first and most important thing on Santa's list is gifts. But how many gifts would you actually need? Approximately 2 out of every 8 people in the world celebrate Christmas, but not all of them will receive gifts. You see, Santa has something called the naughty list. Not that one. The list where you find yourself if you haven't been nice throughout the year. The naughty listers get no gifts. About 3.8% will end up on Santa's no gift list. And if you're wondering where I got that number, it's based on a precise and reliable calculation from my elementary school class, where out of 26 students, there was always that one person who was a total shoehorn. You won't be getting any presents this time either, Timmy. That adds up to 1,924,000,000 people who need gifts made and delivered. But here's the real question. What do you even give them? What I usually do is ask my wife and she'll fix all the gifts. Problem solved. But since she's not here and I'm lazy, let's just go for Santa's go-to when he's low on inspiration. Socks. Socks are practical, always in demand, and besides the holes your big toe is peeping out of and mysteriously vanishing in the dryer, there's always a need for more socks. And socks sound really simple. But here's the catch. Making socks is no small feat. You'll need a whole supply chain, knitting machines, toe-linking machines, dyeing stations, and finishing machines to wash and package them. And of course, you'll need workers to operate all that. A small team with 10 workers, 4 knitting machines, and one of all the other machines can make about 4,800 socks a day. That's far away from being enough. Like, really far. To make enough socks in 1 year, you'd need to multiply that by 1,100. You'd need a workforce of 11,000 workers operating 4,400 knitting machines and all the supporting equipment. Interestingly, this wouldn't be enough to make it the world's largest factory. It wouldn't even be close. This operation would require only about half the space of the holder of this title, the Boeing Everett factory. This is where Boeing aircraft are built, and the factory spans an enormous 400,000 square meters. Assuming you already have the facilities in place, all the materials, electricity, and wages would still cost a whopping $1.8 billion. Hiring people who have economical interests, who are not motivated simply by the joy of giving, unlike elves, would alone cost $450 million a year. No wonder why Santa chooses elves. As if a giant year-round production line isn't complicated enough, here comes the hardest part. All these gifts need to be delivered, and to make matters worse, it needs to be delivered all within 1 day. And it's not like all these people are gathered together at one place. They're spread all over the world, some even at remote places or islands difficult to reach. Without Christmas magic and reindeers, we'll have to find traditional ways to solve this problem. FedEx International Economy, a budget delivery service for global shipping, seems like a reasonable choice balancing speed and cost. It delivers to most destinations within 2 to 7 business days and would cost an average of $60 per package. And even better, if you sign up for a FedEx account, you'll get 30% off. But we're forgetting an important part. All standard FedEx services, including ground, express, and international deliveries, are paused on Christmas Day. Yikes! It's starting to make sense why Santa is using reindeers. So how do we solve this? FedEx still has some services that deliver on Christmas Day, like FedEx Custom Critical, but this is usually a much more expensive service. If we're ignoring the fact that global air traffic and transportation infrastructure would likely collapse under the strain of moving 1.9 billion packages on Christmas Day alone, we could probably get something like FedEx Custom Critical at a cost of $100 per package. This would bring the total delivery cost to $192 billion. Remember, we're shipping from the North Pole, so it was never going to be cheap. But this fee includes all charges like taxes, customs, and last-mile delivery to even the difficult-to-reach places. So we will no longer need to worry about that. Those are the most obvious points considered, but there are still some hidden costs that need to be addressed. First, there's the year-round storage for 1.9 billion gifts, a facility large enough to house millions of socks, managed and maintained for 365 days a year. Then there are the IT systems needed to track every gift, keep records of who's naughty or nice, ensure cybersecurity, maintain privacy measures, and keep everything running smoothly. We can't forget the 11,000 workers who rely on HR departments, payroll services, and other administrative support to ensure fair treatment and efficient operations. All of this amounts to significant operational costs that a Santa without special gifts would need to cover to keep the Christmas magic alive. When we add everything up, the actual cost of being Santa amounts to a staggering $196.15 billion. It's easy to see why magic and reindeer remain Santa's best and most economical options. If you enjoyed this video, you're absolutely going to love this one next. Merry Christmas!